Danny Acosta for Fight Magazine here with the Ultimate Fighter Season 11 winner, Court McGee. How's that sound?
Oh, amazing. Absolutely amazing.
You had this fight, so many things leading up to it. What's it like to have something nice to put in your apartment? Because you've made a lot about, the fact that your apartment kind of sucks.
Man, I think I'm going to move out of that place and buy a house for me and my wife. But the thing is, man, is that apartment's my apartment. I work for it, So I'm proud of it, even though it's not the greatest apartment. It's my apartment, and I'm proud of that. I got my own bed. I got my own vehicle. It's not that great of a vehicle, but I have it, and so I'm just grateful to be where I'm at.
The biggest thing, the Ultimate Fighter, is opportunities. What kind of opportunities did it open up for you in this camp?
Well, I was able to go spend, almost a month with Chuck. Chuck invited me into his home, and I stayed at his house and trained with him while he was getting ready for his fight. And, that's part of the reason why I dedicated this fight to Chuck, because he did everything, to help me. He picked me, third to last, but that didn't matter, man. As soon as we got in there, started fighting, he was cutting weight with me. He telling Dana, hey, man, this guy's a dark horse, man. He's working, and he's going to do it. He's going to win this. And Jake Shields, and all them guys, man, were just behind me 100%, and I just kept my nose down, and I kept working, and I outworked everybody in that house, man. And, that's what I do. Always work hard, and I never gave up on my dreams, and that's why I'm here today.
What's the biggest difference in your training that you took away from the show? On the other side of the tunnel, what did the show teach you about being at this level?
Just to not be so open and out there, and make sure to stick to my game plan and focus on the little things, the basic things. Howard Davis Jr., he's a 76 Olympic gold medalist, so he's got a little bit to teach, and it was the small things he said, keep your heart towards your opponent, throw straight punches, and Sammy Henson, falling through my shot, and that's exactly what I did, and Hackelman, hit and move, and constantly keep moving, and the conditioning was good. Jason Mertlick, the academy, and the pit. I train out of Riven Academy in Orem, Utah, and the pit in San Luis Obispo, or in Aurora Grande. And so, I had a great 2 different camps, and I took the best from both of them, and did what I learned over the the last 3 years, man, and just put it all into one night and stayed focused and came out on top.
In the past on Ultimate Fighter, people have been celebrated or at least given more attention for using alcohol or abusing substances. So is it kind of great for you to be on the other side of that and be the role model for the opposite of that?
Yeah, it's kind of erotic, everybody gets in there and they party and drink, and that's not how it was, man. I rested in between practices, and I tried to get as much out of each practice, and I stayed focused and stayed close to God, and made sure, that I did what I went there to do. And it wasn't to go there to see what I could get out of the experience or see what I could get out of here, but what I could bring to the table. And, I came here for 2 reasons. One, to carry the message, that if you're struggling, there's a way out. And number 2 was to win. And I achieved both of those.
And what are you going to bring to the future now that you're the Ultimate Fighter champion? What are you going to bring to the future in your UFC career?
I want to make sure that that I'm followed closely and make sure that everybody knows what I'm doing, and stay focused and represent Utah and represent me as a person and represent my family and my friends and what I stand for, and that's being an upstanding citizen and an overall a good person.
Congratulations, Court McGee.